Hello, my name is Anstrom Durbin, and I'm the Executive Director of the Peace Department and an international human rights attorney. I've had the pleasure of knowing James Sternlicht, who just said hello, the visionary founder of the Peace Department for over 4 years. And I've been working closely with him and the Peace Department team to realize his mission, which is to catalyze peace through sustainable development. In creating the Peace Department, James recognized that you can't achieve stability and prosperity for communities impacted by crisis without meeting people's basic needs, restoring their dignity and sense of purpose, empowering them through education, peace building, and meaningful work, and offering them safety and security through sustainable innovation. This is how we combat extremism, heal trauma, and lay the foundation for a better tomorrow, all in close collaboration with our partners and the communities themselves. We are currently applying our unique methodology of impact through collaboration to the situation in Gaza, serving as a coalition builder of the Middle East and North Africa, or MENA, Aid Alliance, and coordinating efforts on the ground to fill critical gaps and catalyze change. No matter how you align in this deeply polarizing conflict, one thing is undeniable. Peace and security for Israel is impossible without achieving the same for Palestine, and vice versa. There's no salvation for one without salvation for the other. That's why the Peace Department has adopted a holistic approach that engages diverse stakeholders and focuses on our shared future rather than what divides us. Today is about women standing in solidarity with women, recognizing our shared humanity and joining together to repair the world, what many of you know as the Jewish tradition of Tikkun Olam, which is really a call to action, to do what you can to heal humanity, to heal our world. In both Judaism and Islam, every human life is a world, and by extension, saving a life is saving a world. This reminds me of Rachel Goldberg, whose son Hirsch was taken hostage on October 7th and remains in captivity to this day. He said, "Every single person in Gaza has a mother, or had a mother at some point. And I would say this then, as mother to other mothers. If you see Hirsch, please help him. I think about this a lot. I really think I would help your son if he was in front of me, injured, near me." Women, mothers, are bound by our empathy. We feel that our children are indeed world. We feel this calling to repair the world by saving the child of the other. Women, mothers, like Dr. Tahani Abu Daqqa, today's esteemed speaker, are at the cornerstone of this work. We hope you will be inspired to join us along this journey, however you are moved to do so. Before we share a brief video from the Peace Department's founder, James Sternlicht, I want to mention one housekeeping item. In the interest of efficiency, please put any questions or comments into the Q&A, which you can find by clicking on this icon on the bottom of your screen, then clicking on Q&A. After my conversation with Dr. Abu Daqqa is concluded, she and I will answer as many questions as time permits. On behalf of James, the Peace Department, and Foundation House, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, I'm James Sternlicht, Founder and Chief Strategy Officer at the Peace Department. Thank you for being with us today. I founded the Peace Department to create an organization that promotes cross-sectoral collaboration and catalyzes holistic opportunities for both people and planet. One thing I've learned throughout this journey is how vital female leaders are to realizing the vision and mission of the Peace Department, probably in no small part due to the influence of my strong and inspirational mother. So it gives me great pride to be co-hosting this event today with my mother's charitable endeavor, Foundation House, a space she created to enable people to come together around the most important issues shaping our world, much as you are all doing here today. Our work in the MENA region began in 2022 with Gigawatt Global and Bedouin Women for Themselves, bringing renewable energy to schools in unrecognized Bedouin townships in the Negev as the kids were choking on diesel fumes. Through our partnership with Yossi Abramovitz at Gigawatt Global, we met Dr. Tahani Abu Daqqa, someone I now consider a dear friend and personal hero. Tahani, Yossi, and the Peace Department worked closely to try to achieve what once seemed impossible: the first Palestinian, Israeli, and American-funded solar grid in Gaza. We were in the midst of finalizing fundraising and investment strategy when October 7th occurred. Tahani was in Gaza on October 7th and mobilized immediately to find solutions for her people. She erected 3 camps for displaced civilians, using donations from friends and family, and buying supplies on the black market to meet the astronomical needs. Now, we are working with Tahani and her team to prop up and operationalize a 4th community for internally displaced Gazans. In line with our mutual commitment to sustainability, this safe zone will integrate green technologies and lay the foundations for sustainable infrastructure, recovery, and peace in the longer term. We are lucky to have Tahani here today, joining us from Cairo as she awaits re-entry into Gaza. Thank you.
Dr. Tahani Abu Daqqa is the former Minister of Culture and Minister of Youth and Sport for Palestine. She is CEO and founder of Gaza Life Power for Renewable Energy and founder and Vice President of Damour for Community Development. As an entrepreneur, community leader, and stateswoman, Dr. Abu Daqqa has dedicated her life to making sustainable solutions for Gaza a reality, elevating women and striving for peace. Dr. Abu Daqqa, you were in Gaza on October 7th. I think we've all heard about the horrors of this conflict, and out of respect for your well-being, I don't want you to relive the experiences of those early days. But I was hoping that you could instead share how you mobilized in the immediate aftermath in terms of meeting the needs of your people.
The first, I'd like to thank James and all the mommies and women, which is they are here to listen or to hear about what we are doing in Gaza. Really, it's I am appreciate what all of you did, and I appreciate that you are interesting to hear about our situation. In 7th of October, I didn't to be in such situation. I came in Gaza in one day before 7th of October. Suddenly, I found myself as a displaced person, lost everything. All the project was destroyed. The community project also was destroyed. Then I feel that 40 years of work with the community, it's start to be zero, which is horrible. And also I stopped to work in relief maybe 20 years ago, because I focus in sustainable and development project and environmental project. But now when I saw I found thousands of displaced families in the street under the rain and cold weather, with no shelter for them, and the international and local organization, they wouldn't make any emergency plan. They were very late to do emergency for these people. For that, I think I have to start, I have to work, and I have to build shelters for these people, for women and children quickly. From where I will get the money? I had some money from my brother. He sent it to help my family. I use this money. And also my Jewish Israeli friends from Arava Institute, they sent me some money to help me to get out of Gaza. But I said I will not get out of Gaza. I have to stay with my people, and I have to use this money to build the shelters. And also, I asked my relatives from outside, which is they are living outside, to send me a lot of send me money to build. I continue to build the Miskan Layan shelter, which is there is live in this shelter around 4,500 persons. But I discovered in the end that there is no toilet. There is no toilet for women. for people. For that, I try to build toilets from plastic and wood. And my daughter, she were in Germany. She helped me by creating initiative with her partner Tom. She is an Israeli Jewish lady, and they collect a lot of money. We built around 350 toilets for Misk and Layan, and also for other random shelters, because there is a people which they build in the tents in the street, and they don't have any kind of toilets. And after that, we thought that we have to build another shelter, and we have to think about all the services, which is we didn't thought about it before. We bought we built the services before. Toilets, showers, kitchens, dining room, all playground for the children, place for women for developing awareness and make some meetings. And that in this shelter, it's 700 person. But now we are going to, and we are thinking to build another more shelters.
Dr. Tahani,
Any questions, Anne?
yeah, you shared with me yesterday that the name that you gave to one of the kitchens in your camps, and I thought that was really poignant. Can you share with everybody on this call?
I put this. I was. Plan to do that in the question of the work with the Israelis group. But okay, we call our shelter Zumi shelter. Zumi, this woman, which is she was working with the WCK, World Central Kitchen, and she were killed by Israeli army with her another six colleagues. We call Zumi because she's a woman, but when we build the kitchen, we have to name the kitchen, because WCK, when they want to fund the kitchen, they said they have to have a name. I name it Vivian. Vivian, she is a woman, which is Israeli woman. She was working for peace for a lot of times, and she helped the Palestinian and helped the others, and she were killed in 7th of October. Because we are sadness for her about what happened for her, and we lost her. All the people which they are looking for peace, they lost her. For that, I bought the name of Vivian, because I want to build awareness among my people that there is also Israelis, Jewish people, which is they will help us, and we have to remember them, and we have to follow their what it call it, to implement their missions. And we have to continue their way.
The women and children of Gaza have been disproportionately impacted by the ongoing conflict, as you know. I think around 70% of the civilian casualties in Gaza have been women and kids, and over 1 million have been internally displaced, many several times. So what do you, Dr. Tahani, see as the greatest needs for women and children in Gaza right now?
Good questions. You know, I told you that suddenly I found myself that I have to help my people without any organization before, because it's happened suddenly. But while I'm monitoring the situation for women and children in the shelters, I was surprised that there is a woman who did not have the opportunity to take shower for 3 months. And they don't have any another spare underwear to move to change also their underwear. I feel it's a disaster. I go to the market to find. I didn't find the market. I went to the international organization. Please, dignity kits, all the things for women's to change their clothes and things like that. And I get. And in Zumi shelter, I thought to build shelter showers with heating water by solar energy. and the women, they enjoyed that. And also most of the people, they come from outside, from another places to take a shower. And also it was a lack of pampers and milks for the children, and still lack any. And sometimes we get from the international organization, sometimes not. Maybe 2 weeks ago, the people called me from Gaza. They told me there is no milk and pampers for children. And now I'm working to find this material, maybe, and founder for and donors for this material to bring it together. I coordinate with a lot of international organizations to help me, and also James, he tried to help me to connect with the COGAT, to take approval to supply all the needs for women and children. But our women, they are strong. They are strong. They're helping me. They're helping me a lot. They're managing the shelters themselves. They are trying to make a food, to make bread for themselves. They are creative. They are very creative.
So you mentioned that women have taken a leadership role in the 4 communities that you're building. Can you talk a little bit about how they're organized and how you're leading them from Cairo before you go back to Gaza?
You know that the people always they were waiting somebody to take the lead. Somebody has a power and connection. When I left Gaza, they feel that they lost everything. I tell them don't worry, I will continue work with you, and we make committees to manage each shelter, and another committee to look for other shelter, and also for other peoples which is they are not in our shelters, to help them. We have daily meeting. We have WhatsApp group. Minutes by minutes, I follow them. I solve all their problems. I try to find solution for all difficulties they have. And now you know that I achieved the work to find the land to build the new camp, and also I facilitate.
I was going to say, maybe you could speak a little bit to your relationship with the Peace Department since October 7th. What has working with James and the rest of the team meant to you or enabled you to accomplish?
I'd like to tell you before that I'm proud to know this wonderful young man who has a great humanitarian feeling. I feel it. He has a very great humanitarian feeling. The wealthy young people of his age spend their time having a fun or enjoying themselves. But James spent his time thinking about the others, not just the people of his religious or country, but he thinking about all the poor and displaced people. As he said, as you saw in the video, unrecognized Arabic Bedouin villages in Israel, and he cared about clean energy and environmental. I want to tell you, I will never forget the time of the war when he was trying to check on me, and he calling me all the time to ask about my situation. He made an effort to get me out of Gaza. He introduced me to many decision makers in Israel and out of Israel, and expertise. He recruited the United Refugees and with Kevin to work with me in order to develop a plan to build a sustainable camp for conservation, dignity of the people. I want to thank his mother, and they installing these values in their son. And I tell them, you have to be proud of your son. I feel reassured that working with him, and I'm confident in his intentions. And I hope that together we can make positive impact on the world for building just sustainable peace in which human being can live without barriers, without religious and ethic divisions, because we are all grandchildren of Abraham, and we are all believe in God. If we can, if we work together, we help each other, and we can build the awarenesses of peace and living together.
Thank you, Dr. Tahani. So I know it was a little choppy, everyone, and thank you for your patience. Doing this work isn't always easy with technical difficulties working with partners in the Global South. But I just wanted to highlight a few points that Dr. Tahani made that I feel are especially salient. One, obviously, she acknowledged James's huge heart and the role his mother, Mimi Sternlicht, who's here with us today, played in shaping this amazing visionary man who has devoted so much of his heart and his mind, his brilliant mind, to doing this work. I just wanted to kind of just say kudos, James, and offer some insight into what the Peace Department has been doing with partners like Dr. Tahani. She mentioned that we linked her up with Kevin from United Refuge. United Refuge is a phenomenal partner organization that we've brought into this MENA Aid Alliance, which is a coalition that we've been building in partnership with the Peace Department. United Refuge, which has expertise in humanitarian response, has been working hand in hand with Tahani to shape the contours of this fourth camp that is going to integrate sustainable solutions into everything and essentially allow for the near-term solutions to seamlessly transition into longer-term sustainable solutions. Now, Dr. Tahani talked about solar-powered showers, biogas digesters. There are all sorts of sort of sustainability-focused technologies that will be integrated, all with the aspiration of having them extend for the long term and allow for transition to longer-term sustainable development for the communities that Tahani has propped up, supported, and resourced with sheer power of will and heart. And contributions primarily from friends and family. So she's really been relegated to sourcing a lot of materials from markets, using her own money. So, we really want to mobilize and assist and bring more to support her tremendous cause and vision, and James's as well. So, Dr. Tahani, I guess one question that has been added into the chat, thank you, is how is aid getting into the camps, or how are you kind of delivering it to the different communities that you've created, given sort of some of the difficulties with border crossings?
The first, we trying to find the material in the market, in the local market, but the prices, it was very high because there is the lack of materials. The most of the storage was destroyed, and there is not enough material. But we find wood, plastics, sheet, and something like this, and we build. And it was the farmer. We found also farmers. They have vegetables and something. We were both, but after everything it's finished, now we need to bring it from outside. Our connection with James and Arava Institute, it's Israeli institute. They are our partner also in Damour. they help us to make contact with the international organization, and they help us to supply material for the camps, and also for the people in the middle area and in the south, because we don't have access, maybe little access to send food assistance and humanitarian assistance to the north. Now we build a very good partnership with the most of the international organization. When they saw our achievement and our very organized shelters, and how much we take care of women and children, and always we receive the families which is many guided or led by women, which they lost their husband. And I ask that team to take care of these people and their children, and also we take care for their education. I think without the partnership with others, without the help of the Peace Department and other international organizations, I saw that it can be difficult to manage and to help our people.
Thank you, Dr. Tahani. You've historically worked very closely with Israeli counterparts to create sustainability projects in Gaza, as in the solar project James mentioned in his video. Why is this so important to you, and why do you believe it is essential to peace and sustainability?
And I have been working for peace more than 40 years. I have been working with the Israeli organization, with the Israeli political groups, and always I'm in contact, because I believe that if we don't be in contact with the Israeli community, we will not know each other. We will hate each other before to know each other. For that, I'd like the Palestinian people to sit all with the Israeli people to discuss, to speak us about their problems and about the narrative and everything. But the problems that our leaders, Israelis and Palestinian leaders, they're trying to cut this relation. They're trying to put barriers to don't let us to connect with each other. We built as a Damour for community development, non-profit organization, partnership for more than 7 years with the Arava Institute for Environmental Study. We decided to work in track 2 as a communities, that we can build projects and give and solve the problem of the people. It will help the people to understand each other, to feel that we can work and to help each other. Not only the negotiation and political discussion can help in that. For that, we work, implement different projects. We supply Israeli technology for water. It's called water gen, to collect the water from humanity, and also we build wastewater treatment plants. We build solar energy to the municipalities, to the health centers, and everything. And also we make a lot of training. We take the people from Gaza outside to Israel, and they get training and knowledge, and they exchange together how to solve their problems. It was a great work we did, but now I feel that everything I worked for 40 years, I lost it, because now destroying everything, killing the people, using the armies, using bombing, it's changed the culture, which is I work hard to build it. For that, I still connected with the Israeli organization, connected with all the world, all the people which they want to work with peace to save our region.
Thank you, Dr. Tahani. Another question that's come in is, if we can find donors for diapers, feminine products, or underwear, etc., how would it get there? Okay, I think I can speak to this a little bit. So even though there are challenges in getting aid across through some of the crossings, aid is still definitely getting into Gaza. And there are constellations of storage houses, warehouses that have aid there. There are aid workers that are kind of in the camps assessing needs, dispersing the materials that are available. And Kevin, our partner at United Refuge, is working very closely with different aid clusters and different stakeholders, including, of course, Dr. Tahani in Gaza, in order to deploy these resources where they're needed most, especially to vulnerable women and children. That being said, in addition to traditional humanitarian aid routes, we're also exploring commercial routes as an option of purchasing goods and getting them in through regular commercial trucking routes into Gaza. That is absolutely still a viable pathway. So, I think it's a bit of a misconception that stuff isn't getting in there. We are triangulating the issue and figuring out how to get what is needed to the people who need it most. And with Tahani's leadership and the logistical expertise of other partners, we're able to solve for those challenges in ways that other actors may not. So I just want you all to understand that there is opportunity to get these critical resources into the hands of Tahani, her partners, other international NGOs that are doing this really important bridge building work and saving the mamas and the babies on the ground right now.
I want to add something, and that also James introduced me to MENA 2025 and MENA 2050, which is it's a coalition from the Israelis and international organization. It's guided by, I think, Israeli Aid. And they now will help us by connection with COGAT to take a permission for all the supply we needed. And it's one of the James and Peace Department achievement for us, big achievement.
Thank you, Doctor. So for those on the call, COGAT is the civil authority that manages Gaza, and they've been sort of faced with this unprecedented humanitarian crisis, and trying to kind of in real time pivot and change the way that they do things in order to meet this astronomical need. I mentioned earlier that the Peace Department, along with Dr. Abu Daqqa and Damour, are taking a very centrist approach and working very closely with Israeli stakeholders. That means that a lot of our partners, our coalition partners, have connections to Israeli government, to COGAT, to the IDF, and are helping to sort of ease relationships and broker some of this aid getting in, all of which I think makes us stand apart, because it's not about recrimination, it's not about finger pointing, it's not about playing the blame game or engaging in polarization. We're really trying to bridge that divide and figure out solutions for kind of not only meeting immediate needs, but also planting the seeds for longer term sustainability and peace. So I think we'll conclude there. I know we've gone a little bit over time given our technical challenges. I just wanted to thank Dr. Abu Daqqa from the bottom of my heart and from the entire Peace Department team for your time, your heart, your boundless energy to do this incredible work, and your invaluable contribution to this gathering and to the Peace Department's work. I think we've heard today that together we can revive the land of milk and honey and make it abundant once more. Despite this war's magnification of extremes, a large and growing cohort of people occupy the space in between, where common ground and a path towards peace are possible. And for peace to be made at the top, it must start at the grassroots with women like Tahani. If any of you here today are interested in supporting our partnership with Tahani and like-minded change makers, please consider contributing to the Peace Department's Gaza response. Every penny raised today will go towards operationalizing the aid alliance we're creating and bringing resources to the ground, including directly to Tahani. My colleagues are putting a link into the Q&A section that will take you directly to this event's donation page. You can also scan the QR code that's being put up on the screen. And for those participants interested in collaboration or learning more about the Peace Department's efforts, please reach out to me directly at ann@peacedepartment.global. ann@peacedepartment.global. Thank you so much for your support for the mamas and the babies of Gaza, phenomenal leaders like Tahani, and the future we can help to build together. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and thank you for your time.